Hi everyone, how you doing? I'm just sitting here having my coffee and I'm thinking, let's do a rundown of how much it costs to do a road trip from the UK to Tenerife. I just thought I'd break it down because I was just going through some last minute things here before we leave. And I just thought, yeah, that adds up. It really does. So I thought I'll share that with you because I've had a few people, not many, but I've had a few say, you know, they'd like to do that in a car. You know, what's the process? So what I'm going to do is do a video on kind of how much and expenses, and then the other one that everyone's asking for is what route am I taking. So if I get time, I'll do that one as well, just to show you where we'll be riding to. See, lechy, even when I'm not there, because I've got it all. Not that I'm an organiser or anything. So let's go with Channel Tunnel. That is £121, and that is from Folkestone to Calais and return. So you book in your dates and then it's all done. I think you can get an open ticket as well, the same as the ferry, but we'll come to that. First B&B is in Bordeaux. So that's the first trip, and I'll give you the mileage of that. 538 miles is the first trip, first road trip of the whole holiday, if you like. So me and Steve, we decided that let's get the first 2 days, like let's tramp it down there, and then we can relax more on the third day and so on. So yeah, first day is a tough one. So first B&B works out at £79 per person because we've got our own rooms. We said we didn't want to share because, you know, we're spending a lot of time together. So when we finish riding, let's have our own space and just sort of do our thing, switch off. I'll probably be editing, but probably not the first few days, to be fair. So this is why these videos are scheduled, because there'll probably be a big break where I'm riding so much, all I want to do is sleep at the end of the day. So that's the reason behind that. So second day, because I'm really hanging it out now and stretching it. Second day is £61 per person. That's our second evening B&B. Third evening B&B, £62 per person. Alicante. Fourth evening is £79. I'll do a total at the end. So, and then the fifth day, we get the ferry, the Fred Olsen from Huelva, if that's how you say it, to Santa Cruz in Tenerife. It's approximately 30 hours going there. It's more coming back. I think it's uphill going back. So the Fred Olsen ferry worked out because it was €607 per person, and that's return. And again, you can get an open ticket if you like. And that open ticket is up to 12 months. So that wouldn't work, would it? Because you've got to be out of there in 3 months. So it works out about £535 approximately per person for the ferry. So there you go, and we're staying in my favourite place. I'll give you more on that a bit later on in the week. But that worked out with a bit of discount because I stay there so much. £760 each. Now there we've got a 2-bedroom apartment, so that'd be nice. We've got it's a nice small complex. There's a communal pool. There's nothing fancy. Well, there's nothing big about it. It's a very small complex, but it's beautiful, and the location is perfect. So that's the accommodation. And then coming back, first night £57 B&B, second night £83 B&B, third night £79 B&B, and that's it. Because when we go there, we're sort of doing this, especially through Spain, because we want to see a lot of Spain. But going home, we're just going straight up. We're not hanging about going home. So that's that. The total, just for the B&Bs, the Channel Tunnel, the apartments and the ferry, is £1,916 per person. Now, if you wanted to, if you're a couple and you're sharing, then that'd probably work out cheaper, wouldn't it? Probably not much though, to be fair, because you'll be getting a double room instead of a single room. But anyway, that's what it comes to. That's what's been paid, and I thought I'd share that with you, because that is the cost of getting there and staying there. However, there's still like the luggage that I've had to buy for the bike that I wouldn't have normally bought. So tank bag, I think £216. That's on the bike. I've got 2 luggage bags that they're the only ones that fit the Ducati Street Fighter. But I'm having problems with that, because for those of you that know what tail tidy is, so I've brought the back end into the back seat more. So all the back end, i.e. the number plate and the indicators, have moved towards the front of the bike. Only by that, and then lifted. So I like that big gap effect from the back seat to the back tyre. But by doing that, I think it's going to clash when I put the bags on. But we'll come to that. So I might not be able to have the luggage bags. But anyway, they were £340, I think. They're not cheap. It's not cheap having a bike, you know. So that's for them. And then I've got some protected jeans, because I've got another pair for the trip. They were £230 from Urban Rider, and that's the story, and that's the video I did, that I went out to buy a pair of jeans, and I come back with a Harley, and that is actually a true story. That's not made up. Urban Rider didn't have the jeans in stock, didn't have my size, so they said, if you've got a couple of hours, we can get someone bring your size over to the shop. I said, fine, I'll go for a coffee somewhere. Found the Harley shop in Chelsea, just round the corner. Didn't know it was there. Not into Harleys, but because it's a motorbike shop, I thought, let's have a look round. So that's what I did. And then ended up seeing the Fat Bob and thinking, that I like that. So the guy said, take it out Saturday for a test ride. That's what I did. Kind of loved it a little bit and said, right, what's the finance? Let's do it. So that was the story, which is in a video about a week or two ago. Yeah, that was funny. So the protected jeans, so we've covered that. The crash helmet. Now, by the way, this is not saying to you this is what you got to have. This is what it's cost me. Because the crash helmet, I bought a Shoei actually at Urban Rider when I got the jeans. Yeah, they had a deal on. Instead of £490, I think they were 320. So I bit their hand off with that because I tried it on. I didn't think Shoei would fit my head because different makes of crash helmet, like the RI, which I have, they fit me really good, which is why I have them. But the Shoei did as well, so I thought, well, let's go with that. I've just got a plain one, and then I've sent it off to my mate Sammy at Design Image, or Image Design, and I've sent him all the designs that I want, and then he does the great job of airbrushing it on, designing where it goes on the helmet, and then he puts his little touches on them as well. So that's actually coming today. So I will do an unboxing of that. So that'll be a genuine video as well, because you'll see it would be a wow or what the hell is that? But I'm sure it'll be a wow. So there's that as well. So that was, right, I can't steer away from this because this is the whole point of the video. I'm telling you how much things are. That's £950 to get that painted up, airbrushed. But it's what I wanted, and you know, I said to Luke, because the whole point of these videos, how I started YouTube, was it's a video diary in my life, and it's something for my children to look back on when I go, and you know, they can watch their dad, you know, and that was how I started. I thought that's a great way of keeping a memory box, if you like. So, and I said, you know, when I go, the crash helmet's yours. I've got two now, or will have, all airbrushed. You know, and that'd be their dad's crash helmet. So that's that. And then what else is there? Give me a reminder. Yeah, what I've done as well, I've just bought a pack of like 15 t-shirts, the same with boxer shorts and socks, like as cheap as I can get, and then each day I'll just throw them away, because one, I don't want to bring back dirty washing, and two, I don't really want to, I'm trying to come back with less and less in my luggage, so it's less to carry. So that's what me and Steve are doing. We're just throwing away our cheap clothes each day, and you'll be surprised how much room that will take up. 15 t-shirts, etc. So that's what we're doing with that. And then I've got my luggage list, I've got my list of what to take. I mean, I even write down at the top passport, because I have to go through it, so then I know that I'm set. We're going to get an intercom system, but when I researched it deeply, they've all got wind noise, so I didn't see the point of, you know, we could be on the road 8 hours some days, even more, and you've constantly got that wind noise. Plus when we're talking, you get past 60 miles an hour, that's all you can hear. So unless you pay £1,000 that apparently reduces that wind noise, we said, what's the point? You know, we've got hands, we can just signal to each other. So that's what we're doing. Plus I sing a lot when I'm riding, so Steve don't want to hear that. Tyre repair kit, we've both got one. My one cost me, I'll just get it actually. Yeah, so That's the tyre repair kit I'm taking. So you just basically, well, you get these like mushrooms. So where the hole is, take the nail out or whatever it is, and then you screw into it to make the hole enough for these mushrooms to punch through. And then once they're in the tyre, you pull it out, and then that mushroom will seal inside, and then you pump it up. Well, you say pump it up. I bought this pump, very handy, lithium battery, and that can pump a car tyre. So it cost me 54 quid on Amazon. It turned up, it doesn't work. So those are the things that you be aware of when you're organising a trip, because now it's too late for me to get another one. So there you go. That's you know, you don't expect it, but it happens. So that was that, and it's just basic other things, you know. Look at my list. That's what I've got a list for, isn't it? No, first aid kit, just a little one to take. But then I had to laugh, because I thought if you come off your bike, you're going to need more than a first aid kit. But it's law. Same with the red triangle. When you go to Europe, you have to have it in case of breakdown. And the same as a high-vis jacket. When you break down, or if, let's go with if, you have to put a high-vis jacket on and put a little triangle out. I mean, come on, really. So I thought, well, if you have to get a high-vis, then let's get a high-vis. So I had one made, and I thought, yeah, let's go with that. Oh, it's off the charts. What have we got here? How you doing? But just thought I'd make it a bit fun, you know. I had to buy one, so for an extra few quid, get it personalised. Got some comfortable gloves. Now that's the key thing. I've got 10 pairs of motorcycle gloves, but they're all fairly tight on me, which is not a bad thing when you're riding, especially when you're riding track days and you're going fast. You don't want them to come off. But I've just gone with these simple leather gloves this time, a size too big, because I want that room. I want some air getting in as well. So I've just gone with them. I bought some more boots, because I didn't want to wear motorcycle boots per se. These are amazing. They're £208, but so worth it. So comfortable, and they let the air in. They're protected everywhere they should be, and it's nice to have a proper boot to walk around in, instead of like a sports motorcycle boot, which is what I've got. That is pretty much it with, you know, the main stuff. But yeah, it's just a heads up that, you know, when you're organising trips, it's not just about, oh, and it's the fuel as well, see? So I'll be stopping every 150 miles on my bike. Steve's bike can go, I think, 350 to 400 at a touring speed, but he has a touring bike, so he'd be more comfortable than me. But also wanted to say, a lot of people thought I'd take the Harley, because you just imagine it to be more comfortable. It's a touring kind of bike. I was never taking the Harley to Tenerife, because even when I test rode it, I suffer a history with back problems, lower back. As soon as I sat in the Harley and I went 10 minutes, I could feel the bottom of my back just twinging because of the seating position. Now, that might suit a lot of people. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't like it and it wasn't comfortable. Because that's as far as it goes. The twinge just stays a twinge and then goes. But it just sort of wakes you up and, oh, hang on, you know, not that again. So for long distances, I know it's never going to happen. But with the Ducati, I took it to Freddie Trot's the other day in Watford. That's a 90-mile round trip, and it's nothing like that we're going to be doing, but it was like I was just going down the shop in it. It's the most comfortable. I don't know, I mean, it's a street fighter, I know, so, you know, because I was going to say the most comfortable race bike. It's not a race bike, it's a race engine, it's a Panigale engine, but just without the fairings, and they've brought the handlebars up. But it's the most comfortable bike I've ever ridden. So, you know, everyone's different heights, etc., and it just fits me like a glove. So yeah, the Ducati, it was always going to be the Ducati for me, even though I love the Harley. Long distances with the Harley, I think I'll be in trouble, because they are thumper bikes, aren't they? And they're not the most comfortable. My friend Adam at Easy Rider Tenerife, he done a trip he bought a Harley Panhead, and he bought it in Barcelona, and he rode it from Barcelona down to Huelva and got the ferry to Tenerife, because he lives in Tenerife. And he said, you know, it's a beautiful bike, but comfort, it's a single seater. I mean, there's no suspension, it's a hardtail. But when you love bikes, that's what you do. I mean, you know, if my Ducati would have broke down, or I don't know, something happened to it, I would have changed all the details on the ferry, and because you have to give all your number plates and everything when you book, and I would have taken the Harley. But it would have been hard work. And like Adam said, you know, can you take a 1950s Panhead Harley from Barcelona to Tenerife? He said the answer is yes. He said, but it wasn't easy. And that's what I'll be facing, I think, even on the Ducati, because you know, we've got France on top of that. So it's a long old run, but can't wait, looking forward to it. This is a long video, but I just thought I'd share some insight with you on what it's costing us. You know, for instance, at some point we're going to Seville. Now, if you stay in Seville, you're looking at a minimum of £150 a night, minimum. It's a very, very popular place. £350 a night, some of the hotels there. Because we also got to find safe parking for the bikes. We don't want to leave them out on the streets. So that was tough to research. So what we've done, because when we arrive in Seville, on the 4th evening, I think, our ferry's not until 3 o'clock the next day. So I thought, right, let's go a mile out from Seville, and it was half price, so it was £79, whatever it was. And then we've got the whole next morning to just go into the main city, if you like, and explore. So yeah, it's a lot of planning, but it's exciting planning. You know, if we do this, we could do that, and it just gets you involved. And if that's your kind of thing, you know, I'm looking at say looking, because that's all it is at the moment, but I'd love to go to Arizona. I'd love to go, because it's the Grand Canyon, and so maybe that's a trip, but I don't think that will be this year or next. That could be 2025, but I planted the seed. I'd love to go somewhere like that, you know, that part of America. I've been to New York 8 times, and I love New York, but there's something about that part of America with, and by the way, I'm not interested in Route 66, because it's just a straight road, isn't it? I think if there was 10 or 20 of you, you could have a good laugh. But other than that, I can't think of anything worse than riding a motorcycle on a straight road motorway for hours on end. Honestly, I like some sweeping bends, and you know, that's why when we get to Tenerife, I'm in paradise, because the roads up there to the mountains and Santa Cruz are out of this world. Just to let you guys know, you know, the cost involved with doing trips like this. So the £1,916 for the main part of the trip, which is the B&Bs, the ferry, the Channel Tunnel, and where you're staying in Tenerife. And that's without fuel. So maybe I'll do a video on how much it cost me to fuel the bike for the whole trip, and how many miles it is. So I would keep a video diary of the whole trip, because that's the whole point. As I said, the opening of the video, you know, it's a video diary for my children anyway, so it's good to share it with everyone else. You know, you probably won't look back on these videos, but Luke and Mia, I hope will. So yeah, well, there you go. So the next time I see you, it will be the crash helmet, I should think, showing you what that looks like. I'm a little bit excited about that. And then, yeah, there'll be a couple of videos before you start seeing the trip, because I'll be scheduling the videos while we're riding. So for now, guys, thanks so much that I haven't bored you too much and you've hung around till the end. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're not a subscriber, then that's fine, because you've made that choice. But if you watch all the videos, just give us a like once in a while. If you enjoy the content and the value that I give, especially when I'm in Tenerife, so because you've got that beautiful backdrop, so I can then take the drone up and give some magical shots. Because I've crashed it twice. I was talking to a friend of mine last night about it. I've crashed it twice because that's how I do things, in regards to I have to go to the limit. So I have to take that drone to the limit to see how far I can go with it. Now I know. The drone was insured, by the way, when I crashed it. So DJI, are fantastic. You pay, I can't remember how much it is, but you pay for insurance. If you damage it, they repair it. If it's unrepairable, they replace it. So as I said, I took it to the limits. Now I know what the limits are. Now I can just crack on and give you the content that I want to give you. The creative side of me, which is what I love about my YouTube channel. Love it. Anyway, it's been about half an hour now, so if you're not already asleep, thanks for watching, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy it. If you fancy subscribing, that's up to you. But the important thing as well is there's a little bell when you do click subscribe, because once you've clicked it, it comes up the little bell and it says all. Click on that and then it notifies you every time I put something on YouTube, whether it be a video, a community page, a poll, anything like that, and you'll get to know about it. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.